All right, I think we're going to go ahead and get started. As folks are still trickling in, they know that the first few minutes is just me talking, so they're probably just avoiding that. But first of all, I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight, both remotely and virtually, to A2NewTech. If this is your first time, A2NewTech has been around since 2012. I feel like every time I say the year, it's a totally different year. But the whole idea behind A2NewTech is to celebrate not only the startup ecosystem here, but all those who are interested in the startup ecosystem. Since I've taken over as host, it's been almost 2 years now. My whole goal has been to expand it to beyond just showing how awesome the startup community is in Ann Arbor, but broadly across the state of Michigan, just to show all the cool stuff that's happening here in the Mitten State. So for those who don't know me, my name is Hein, like the ketchup without the Z. Outside of hosting A2NewTech, I own a brand and website studio called Huck Finch. What we're going to do first here is a poll. I'm going to start with the people online, but basically, in addition to spotlighting all the great startups around here, is also to connect people to this community, whether you are yourself are a founder to a marketer or designer like myself. So it's a very cool community. That's a really big part of why this exists. So we do a poll every month to see who's here. I'm going to start the poll for those online and then read off those results. And then after that, I'll have you all raise your hand to see which one fits best for you. While we wait for those online to fill out the poll, I'll read out the options for you guys so you guys can think about it. So we have entrepreneur, someone who's looking to start a venture, an investor, a marketer, designer, in this case, product or UX design, software developers, and other. So that beautiful category of others. So I'm going to start the poll for folks. Give them a minute or so to fill this out. All right. So I think we have all those online. Share the results. We have 3 entrepreneurs, 1 designer, and 5 software developers online. So that's pretty cool. So let's see who's in the room here. So raise your hand if you yourself are an entrepreneur. All right, that's a healthy amount. Who's looking to start their own venture? All right, maybe you'll get inspired by our 3 presentations today and to want to start a venture. Any investors in the room? Cool, got a couple. Any marketers? Any designers? Software developers? Cool, all right. And the other one. So got a bunch of others, cool. I would love to find out all the others afterwards, but cool. Thank you for entertaining this as always. So again, as I mentioned, like the big reason why we like to do that is to kind of showcase all the people in our community and how we can connect with each other and support each other. Another really great place to do that is through the Ann Arbor, the A2NewTech Slack. You can join it by going to madeina2.com/Slack. So that's a great place to go. There's like a good conversation today about a new Series A announcement, and someone had a question about it, and the answers were very insightful so it's not only great to engage with other people, but it's a good place to learn stuff too. So for those who are new to this, the format is we're going to have 3 presentations tonight, 3 awesome presentations tonight. They each have 5 minutes to walk through their presentation. Then we'll move into 5 minutes of Q&A. For the questions that come in online, I'm going to read those off. For those that are in person, the presenter will read them off to make sure that those online can hear them. After our presentations, we'll open things up to community announcements. So if you have a meetup that you want to announce, or you have a startup that you're trying to hire for, or whatever it may be, think of your announcement now, and you'll be able to come up here afterwards to do your community announcement. For those who are in the room afterwards, we'll be able to do a hangout and mingle till around 7:50, 8 p.m. And then for those online, we'll have a breakout room for you guys to kind of hang out and chat with each other. All right, so my part's almost done. So I know you guys are here to hear other people talk. So I want to run through this. The last thing I want to do is thank our sponsors, starting with A2 Geeks, Roger Rail, Ann Arbor Spark, the Entrepreneurship Clinic at U of M's Law School, and of course Forum that's hosting this event. And so tonight's presentations, we have Venue by Forum. Eric's going to speak about that. FlexClub with Lakshman and Mani. And then lastly, we have Cele from Devlin. So to kick things off, I'm going to invite Eric from Forum up here. He's going to talk about Venue. Venue by Forum is a 15-minute neighborhood concept that will feature co-working and event space, a market, restaurant, and bar and lounge area. So let's give a round of applause for Eric.
Hey everyone, my name is Eric Zughaib. I am one of the managers here at Forum. For those of you who don't know what this space is, it's a short-term rental facility, and we have co-working space here and Tesla's vehicles for people to book while they're here, kind of creating this whole space where people can live and work and get around town. I'm also going to be the community manager and co-working manager and events manager for our new space called Venue, which is going to be across the street where the old Lucky's Market was. So this is a rendering of what it's going to look like. Where if you've driven past it, you've probably seen it getting close to this. I'm not sure if we're sticking with the fins still behind the logo, but it's going to be a nice up facelift for that space. So what is Venue? Venue is a co-working space. It's a full restaurant. It's a full bar, an event space, and also an area that we want to really work and delve into the digital experience realm. So we've been putting together an app to put this whole place into a cohesive package right in your hands. So for co-working, and you can see these screens of our app that we're developing. We worked with a really great studio called Munello, who's in the Ann Arbor area. So co-working, you can use this app. You can become a member straight through here. You don't have to talk to anyone. You can book. You can become a member for a desk. You can become a member for an office, or if you just want to stay for a day pass, just work for the day, get something to eat, something to drink while you're here. This is the way to do it. You can even, for the public, book a conference room and select the time that you want right through there, reserve it. Members get a little bit of a discount and a few hours free every month. So I'm in charge of the co-working space, and I'm really trying to figure out what the best way to add value to becoming a coworker, because a lot of people can just work from home now. So what's the draw for getting out of the house? So I'm working on a lot of weekly events and clubs that'll happen within the co-working space. We're trying to figure out what those clubs will be. We have a few ideas, but we're going to put out a poll in the next few weeks to figure out what people want and also what we're posing to our initial cohort of co-working members. Nice, thanks. So you can also do everything else through the app too. We have 5 different food lines here. Our culinary director is the chef of Logan, a sorely missed restaurant in Ann Arbor. So he's bringing back a lot of his fan favorites through our Venue brasserie line. We've got pizza, we have fresh pasta made daily, we have fresh tacos made daily. We've also partnered with a Detroit chef, Kate Williams, who's a James Beard Award finalist. She's bringing her menu of Carl's into our space. That's going to be featuring our brunch and dinner menus too. So we've built upon the, many people have probably interacted with this now because of the pandemic, but we've built upon the Toast system, and we've added a lot of cool features to it to make it a little bit more unique and enhance the dining experience. For example, you can go into this app and add your friends to the same order and view the entire tab and pay the entire tab for one person without everyone having to kind of do their own tabs separately, and it kind of takes away from the experience, which is you being with people face to face. So we also are putting in all of our other offerings. We're putting in our stays feature for here, and a few of our other short-term rentals and long-term rentals. You can book directly through here. Rides too, you can download the May Mobility app or the Envoy app, which is how you book those Teslas, which we're planning on bringing over to that space. So people will be able to book a Tesla by the hour or by the day and just take it around town, and hopefully eliminate the need for some people to purchase a car. And that's kind of what we're working on, is this concept of the 15-minute neighborhood, where you can live in one space, work, eat, and have entertainment all within a 15-minute radius, whether that's walking or biking or taking a May Mobility shuttle. It really just enhancing the neighborhood and not having to own a car to get where you need to go. And that is something that we're really focused on with this. And that's what we want to bring, is this whole cohesive experience of this 15-minute neighborhood. And then you can see, you can book a dedicated desk. You can book a day pass through there. We've been working really hard with Munello, our developers, to go through the whole flow of paying your check, but also putting value adds beneath that if you need a ride, if you're looking for a place to stay too, just to kind of continue that experience right through the app. So this is opening this summer. Hopefully by August is our plan. So there's a lot of things that's going on right now. We are hiring for a lot of front of house staff, back of house staff, but we're also interested in talking with anyone who wants to explore the digital experience realm. We have some really great tech within this space. We have a big event space that'll have a whole wall about double the size of the wall right over there. It's going to be an LED wall, and we can program a lot of cool experiences, dining experiences, or really anything. We're thinking about doing even plays in that space. So we are interested in talking to people like that who want to explore that realm, and we're going to be open soon. So if anyone is interested in co-working space, I'm the person to talk to. Or if you're interested in a career through us, you can also reach out to me. Questions? Yeah, so this we'll be once we're open, we'll be moving A2NewTech to an actual space. So the people who have been at this event multiple times, thanks for sticking around in our Tokyo Drift style event space right now. So yeah, there'll be food and drink there while you're sitting and watching some really good presentations. There'll be more of a reason to come in person as opposed to online. Some of the advantages over some of the co-working spaces in town, one big one is parking. People can actually drive here and park here and not have to worry about trying to get a space while you're also trying to work. We have some really great network capability, fiber optic internet. I think what we're starting with is 2 gigabits bandwidth, but we can keep increasing that depending on what our cohort is. The food and drink is a really great draw. The events, the clubs, making it feel like you're part of a larger experience as opposed to just a desk that you're paying for monthly. There's also built-in rewards in the app. So any food and beverage sales or purchases that you make, you'll start earning rewards, and you can redeem them for really anything that we include in the rewards section. So there's just a lot of cool things within this experience that we're excited about. So the question was the open bar for the first A2NewTech. The short answer is no. Yeah, if you want to be the sponsor of that, then maybe. What does community management mean to me? That's a really good question. So community management is a really important thing to us because we just don't want to be a space where you just need an office and this is what you get, or you get a desk and you're just paying monthly for it. Community management is about bringing people in the co-working facility, the members together, but also the surrounding community, Lower Burns Park, all of Ann Arbor, together for events to either collaborate on entrepreneurship projects, but also just to have fun and get to know each other. So community management is something that we're trying to build as an organic thing that people feel is a real value, and they want to come to a space and interact with other people after 5 p.m. Thank you, everyone. If you are interested in careers, you can head to experienceforum.com, experience number 4, letter M.com, and that will take you to a contact page. Thank you.
All right. Needless to say, I am very excited about venue opening, so then we can be in there and enjoy that giant LED screen that Eric was talking about, and that open bar that Michael's going to be paying for. All right, we're going to bring our next 2 speakers up to the stage, Lakshman and Mani. They are going to talk about FlexClub. FlexClub is a software platform to directly connect skill seekers and skill owners for contingent contracting. So let's welcome Lakshman and Mani to the stage.
Hello, everyone. Sorry about that. Thank you for the opportunity. We are FlexClub while the screen is coming up. Whenever we say FlexClub, people always say FlexClub, but we are Cub, just to be sure. We're not a club here. I'm waiting for the screen. That's okay. Okay, there we are. So we are a FlexClub. So what do we do, right? We are a company or a product or a software platform which connects a community which needs a skill. So there are a lot of businesses in this country, across the world. They use IT infrastructure in many different ways. We know all the companies are IT mature these days. What do they need to build IT? They definitely need a lot of infrastructure and then a lot of skills to build that. And we see a problem there. We want to talk about the problem that we are solving in this product and why it is important at this great moment where the country is going through a lot of things, right? So we want to talk about that. So this is the problem we are trying to solve. So there is a great difference between what's happening now as a big problem and what we wanted to solve here. As you could see, the top pyramid, which is a business who is trying to acquire a skill. They want to acquire an IT contractor. It could be anything. Many of you in this arena and also online, you've been interacting with IT as an entrepreneur or as a software developer. Most of you are facing this problem if you are contracting. Whenever an IT contractor has been hired, most of the times it goes through multiple layers and you don't connect to the contractor in a straightforward manner. FlexClub sees that as a problem, because you can see the cost involved here. There are 2 things that we are trying to solve here. One, the timing issue. The other one is the cost issue. There's a big timing issue because when the trend of the IT contract hiring has been 4 weeks to 6 weeks. But you can imagine the programs, that we are running these days are agile. That means anyone want to get their product as soon as possible to the market. So timing is very critical. If you let a contractor to come after a month or two, that means you're wasting a lot of your time. Plus the money plays a vital role in any single business. As you could see, this is just a simple problem of one single contractor where a business is ready to give $100, but at the end, whomever is providing the skill, who is the skill partner, they get only $50. You can see this wide variety of numbers in different ways, but this is just an example. Where we come in, we don't encourage the layers, we stop all the layers in between, and we bring the transparency and the direct connectivity, which none of the products or platforms or services are missing to offer these days. You cannot even hear this, there is a price transparency in the IT contracting world. As you could see, we are handling multiple things in our product. We are an applicant tracking system. We are also managing the vendors, which is the vendor management system, the contract management system, and the finance. In the corporates, you don't see this happening together. They go with multiple different products to handle this. So there's a licensing cost to do all that. We completely avoid the whole problem of the timing and the cost. So this is our business model, wherein the skill seekers are the businesses. It could be any business, could be a Flagstar Bank or Bank of America or Walmart, whatever it is. And then skill partners at the end, who are the employers of the skill. Could be a Java developer or could be any contractor who has the skill to produce the product or a program that the skill seeker wants to achieve. FlexClub sits right in between and solves all the problems with the direct connectivity in between and the transparency. As you could see, we handle the job posting, the onboarding, the skill seekers can come and then post their jobs. And also we have a repository of skill owners. It's like a LinkedIn, right? We are not a LinkedIn, but we are gonna have that repository of profiles so that you can take it forward for your interview process and then also go for the contracting. You can onboard the contractors. We help with the interview process. We orchestrate all that. That's why we call it as the end-to-end system. And we also handle the invoices because we work with the contractors and the skill partners and the skill seekers. The financials goes through the FlexClub with the utmost transparency. So that's a goal. And then we have an ecosystem that we are trying to bring in to get the better and the better governed skills to the businesses. So with this, we want to move on to the next slide, and then Mani will talk about that.
Okay, to talk about the revenue model. So how are we going to make revenue? So as Lakshman said, like, all these transactions, whatever the skill seeker is going to end up paying, or the skill, skill resources. So those gonna, happen through us, through FlexClub. So that means, so we take a chunk of the transaction cost, whatever they are paying. So let's say, so if the customer is paying like $100 for a resource, then we will be taking about 10% of that cost, and then we'll be, paying the 90% to the skill owner's house. So most of the revenue is made through the recurring contract commission, and as you can see, there are other ways we make revenue as well. So the main motto of this platform is to connect the employer and the skill seeker who is a client. It could be Walmart or someone, right? So by eliminating all the middle layers, so that way, the client would be end up saving about 30 to 50% of whatever they are spending today. Instead of paying $100, they would be end up paying about $70. At the same time, the skill owners would also get benefited because of eliminating the same layers in the middle. So let's move on to the next slide. So to talk about the facts, how big is the market? So the market is about $60 billion worth of market. So right now, so about 300,000 contingent contractors are in are engaged in multiple contracts. Actually, every year about 300,000 contractors, and they are paid about an average of $100 per head. So which is about $60 billion. The market value. And when we talk about the overall revenue for a year, it would be about $6 billion. That's 10%. So as you can see, some of the facts, in a business, mostly they use only 20% of the full-time employers, and then mostly they use contract workers. As you can see at the bottom, 40% of them are contract workers. So who are our early adopters? The companies who do not want to go through these layers, who want to save money at this crunch, this economy, they want to save money, businesses. So this is one of the right time to launch our product. So product and revenue map. So where are we at with this product? So we started this journey last year, and we did some groundwork. We spent quite a lot of time to do the basics and to make sure we are doing the right thing. And then we started this development with the offshore team in India. So we have partnered with one of the teams in India. They have been doing this development. So our plan is to launch the most viable product by this October. So we are almost 70% is there. So as you can see, we have a few other plans to have 80% the full frame FlexClub by end of next year, and then by end of 2025 the full version of FlexClub. I think that's pretty much it. Okay. So the ask is right there actually. So we are expecting about $200,000 in upcoming expenses for both completing the product as well as for marketing. So that's why we are here. We are looking for investing partners as well as marketing experts to support this. Any questions? Explain the name. Okay, it's called FlexClub. Flexible Cubs candidates. So that's where you. Yes. I'm sorry. Yeah. So like we mentioned, there are middlemen, unnecessary middlemen to say they act just like a pass-through layer. They just take somebody's resume and then pass it to the next layer. Most of the companies, they would have a primary vendor. So, and then they would have multiple layers beneath that before they reach the actual resource who does the work. So we want to eliminate all these unnecessary layers and directly, give the resource to the client. Yes. So unnecessary layers in the sense, like I said, they are just acting as a passive layer. They are not doing any active work or apart from just passing the resume, because the skill comes from for example, if you look at a contingent worker, they are tied to a certain employer. For example, H-1B candidates. I believe most of you know what is a H-1B candidate is. So they are tied to an employer. They cannot directly work with the client, but they have to go through this employer. In that case, they go through certain layers before they reach the employer. For example, could be on a tech system. If they want a resource, they go to the open market. They post an ad in Dice or LinkedIn, and then they find certain small consultancies, and then they go through multiple consultancies before they reach the resource. I'm sorry? Yes, it is inefficient in a way that most of the money is wasted. One thing, the other point would be the time it takes to onboard a resource. So probably 10 years back, it would have been a necessary thing, but now everything is online. You can do it in minutes. If you want a resource, you can find them in minutes. Any other question? I'm sorry. Okay, thank you.
All right, one last round of applause for Lakshman and Mani and FlexClub. All right, I want to bring up our third speaker tonight, Devlin. Devlin's going to talk about Cele. Cele is reimagining the gifting experience by using AI to identify gift recommendations that are curated and personalized to each specific user and each of their loved ones. So let's welcome Devlin to the stage.
All right. Is this okay? Hello, everybody. I am Devlin McConnell, and I am one of the founders and CEO of our company, Cele. So we at Cele have been grappling with a question for a long time now, and that is, what makes a great gift? So for us, it was always something that the recipient doesn't even know that they want. And when they open it up, they get that aha moment. But achieving that time and time again after again with each new recipient is incredibly difficult. And we wanted to help solve that. So we looked into it and we determined that it wasn't just us that were having this problem. Americans everywhere were really struggling with gifts, and they've been turning to tech solutions to do that. So 41% of Americans are currently Googling best gift for mom. A quarter of Americans are using online gift guides such as the Wirecutter or the Strategist to help them find that perfect gift. However, we did our own research into it, and we found that these tech solutions are really not solving any problem. This is the time associated with gift giving for just one person among 860 Americans. And you can see small print, but 45% of Americans spend over one day thinking about one gift for one person. We wanted to solve that. So we are building an AI platform that produces gift recommendations for each user and for each one of their loved ones. We'll be taking content-based data. So if your dad likes golf, we'd be recommending him golf products, but also collaborative data. People like you are buying products like this. And to do that, we think that we can really help achieve that time savings and ultimately achieve that aha moment more often. Now, I've explained a little bit about the problem and how we're trying to solve it, but I'd really like to share with you what we've built so far. So this is our Cele mobile product. We have not launched yet, so this is just a prototype. But here you can see we've got our marketplace where users would go through the onboarding process, and they would reach this ultimate dynamic marketplace where they can browse and ultimately purchase a product. You'd have a calendar where you can enter in your personalized important dates. That way you never miss another anniversary or birthday again. We've got a collaboration aspect because after all, gifting is by nature a social experience. And then lastly, we've got our collection page, which lets you save products for later. And this will help our machine learning algorithm improve and get better with their recommendations over time. Now, skipping a few slides. So to give you a sense of the business we're entering, we anticipate 3 revenue streams. Our core driver is affiliate marketing. So we'd be a dropship company where we would send users to our affiliate partners, and then we would earn a commission based on sending traffic their way. And then if that consumer ultimately purchased it, we get a commission on that. Once we have a critical mass of users, we'll add ads to the platform, both native and content marketing ads. And then finally, we plan to monetize some of the data that we receive, very similar to the way that Instacart monetizes their big data. The market that we are entering is absolutely enormous. So $700 billion are spent on gifting alone in the United States every year. Add that with the digital marketing market, and we've put in some possible penetration scenarios within our target segment. And this represents revenue by year 5 of operations, depending on how we perform in our penetration rates. Now, we have yet to launch, but we've done a lot of customer discovery and a lot of customer validation. This is an example of one. This was a study that asked Americans how would they use this app and if they would use it. 56% of 330 Americans indicated they want to use the Cele platform. However, what people say and what people do, we know do not always align. So we weighted that lower using the 80-30 model. And we came down to a projection of 24% of Americans would find value in Cele. And if you remember, that's right in line with current online internet gift guide usage. We went one step further to really validate that. I understand there's a lot going on in this graph, but basically we asked people how they view their process today in regards to gifting. And we ranked it on the pink scale, which is I don't care at all, versus blue, which is my gifting process is perfect. And then we asked them what your willingness to pay is for this product. And the big takeaway for us is no matter what you viewed your process like, you found value in an AI platform to help you find gifts, even if you thought your process was perfect already. Now, one of the things, oh, sorry, before I wrap up, just want to introduce you to our team. We're all University of Michigan students getting our master's in either business administration, information, or applied data science. And we've got backgrounds in entrepreneurship, database architecture, product management, and machine learning. So one of the reasons that we were really excited to come here today is because we are in the midst of building the platform, and we are looking for either technical co-founders or just developers that are interested in this problem and can take us one step closer to achieving our mission, which is empower full, meaningful, and lasting connections by reimagining how we express love. Thank you. So we've been collecting explicit training data through our surveys. So we've spoken to 1,000 people and gotten it that way. We'd prefer to get implicit data, obviously, which is basically how people click and interact with the site. So that obviously won't come for a long time. That is one of our biggest hurdles at this point. We have a really good start with those 1,000 people. We need 800,000 data points to be really confident to get to where we need to go. So we're, slowly but surely making our way. MVP is going to be a rule-based algorithm. So you're buying for mom, we're not going to recommend men's clothing. We understand that mothers for Valentine's Day, users who buy for their mothers for Mother's Day are buying these categories, and within these categories, they rank these products more favorably, and we would just push that. We have one engineer working on the team that's working basically to determine, it's difficult to explain, but like the lowest point is the recommendation on a multi-dimensional map. And we're working on how to get from the troughs all the way down to the peaks to get to that lowest point. So it'll be part rules based, part what we've gained from the explicit data. And as we gain the implicit data more, which it should be about a year or two within launch, we get to that really point that we're really confident, like this is a high likelihood gift. Does that kind of make sense? The starting point is surveys, and then also just from like basic common sense. Yeah. When? Ideally, an MVP would be launched by like early fall. We've done a lot of research into like who our initial target segment would be. We don't have great data on the recipient, like who do people want the most help with. We thought that children would be the best, but actually that was the data did not point to that. Our thought was like an uncle buying for a nephew would really need help. So our data didn't point to that. So we've put that hypothesis on hold. Right now, what we've learned is that folks that celebrate Muslim holidays, Jewish holidays, and Indian holidays have the most likely willingness to pay for this service. So we're interested in kind of pursuing that route first. But 91% of Americans buy gifts. This is a ubiquitous problem. Start their marketing there, but hopefully, since it is a social experience, the word of mouth should get out there to reach a broader audience pretty quickly. So I hope that kind of answers your question. Free to use for users. We would solely get revenue based on the commission that we get. We're estimating now for the MVP to be averaging about 6% per sale, plus 10 cents for every time that we send you to a retail partner, but you do not end up buying. That number can go as high as 40%, which is what Zola, the wedding registry, currently demands. So it would be, the retailers, 81% of retailers want affiliate marketing. It's important for their marketing strategy. Most of them have a very easy sign up process to use. And they're willing to pay a lot of money to get new people interested into their site and visiting their site and seeing their products. Yeah, like we would, I mean, it was a very complicated survey. We had Michigan survey PhDs help us out for it, which we were very lucky to have. But basically, yeah, we would ask you, who do you buy for? And then based on that, we'd randomize it and say, okay, let's just talk about your dad. What occasions do you buy your dad for? Okay, let's randomize it again. What occasion, you buy for Christmas, whatever. What rank these products for Christmas? By interviewing 900 people and randomizing that, we were able to get a statistically significant amount of data for each person and each occasion, to be able to get at least a baseline of like, okay, for dad, for Christmas, people are buying these types of things, or at least ranking these as like quality gifts. That's part of their marketing cost. So they have they've got a unit economics of 10% to marketing and 6% is coming to us for that. I mean, we're sending them, it's better than a cost per click. It's, better than most things. So they pay a lot of money. Like I said, Zola gets 40% for a gift on their registry. Yeah, it would be the exact same price. So today, when we launched the MVP, you would be checking out on Crate and Barrel, let's say. In the future, once we've become established, we want to bring out that checkout and process in-house. So, but either or, it's going to be the exact same price. It's going to be Crate and Barrel shipping it to you, Crate and Barrel's logistic plans, Crate and Barrel's inventory levels, and all that. So yeah, it would be completely free for the user. Cool. Appreciate the time, everybody.
All right, let's give Devlin another round of applause. I definitely feel like I'll be using the app at some point when it becomes available, because I'm terrible at gift giving. So if you ever feel the aha moment, it was because I used their app. So those were our three presenters tonight. So let's give them another round of applause to all three. We're going to move into our community announcements portion. So if you have something that you like to announce, like whether you are looking for developers or certain talent, or you want to just mention your meetup that you're doing, feel free to come up here and share your name and what the event is. So I'll start. As you guys are all doing this, I want to tell you that the next A2NewTech will be here on July 19th at 6:30. So we hope to have you here. We're looking for presenters as always. So if you yourself would like to present, feel free to reach out to me at hein@a2newtech.org, or you can Slack me if you join the Slack group. But yeah, any other announcements that people want to share? They want to come up here?
So I guess I'm on the hook for the open bar.
Yeah, I think so.
That's the case here. My name is Michael Spath, and I sell technology insurance over at Kapnick Insurance Group here in town. Technology insurance for every platform, and I brought Brian with me here today, who has a great software. Could probably be someone to speak here next time, called Subleasify, and we talked all the way through like all the technology insurance needs that he has. Very different than a parking garage or a building or anything like that, a restaurant. Every technology company, their product is their software, not their physical space. And so there's a lot of challenges there. And so I work specifically with technology companies to help them out. So happy to talk to you afterwards. And as long as we keep it under $500, I think we can buy the bar when it opens up, Eric. Where did Eric go? So, all right. Thanks, everybody.
Any other announcements? All right. Okay, well, I think that about wraps things up for us tonight. So I want to thank our speakers again tonight, our sponsors, obviously, all of you guys for showing up. We hope you enjoyed your time here and that you hope to see you again and continue to come to join us. If at the very least, whenever we open a new space, you can get at least one free drink off of Michael here. Let's try to get him up. Let's try to get it above $500 just to see, have him break a sweat. But feel free to hang out for a little bit and just mingle with each other. The speakers are going to spend a little time here. So if you wanted to ask them any questions or talk to them, feel free. For those who are online, I'm going to open up a couple of chat rooms for you guys to hang out and to mingle as well. So thank you all again for coming out to A2NewTech.